Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
And that's when we didn't get, after that, a rejection letter, and they kept our money. We just, you would just assume you've got our money, we must be in the show. But that wasn't the case.
Fargo's annual street fair is just a week away, and some vendors tell us they still don't know their booth assignment.
A vendor contacted our whistleblower hotline saying her application check was cashed in January. Although she was never officially accepted or rejected.
As Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz reports, although she's not likely to get in at this point, she still hasn't received her money back.
Doreen Hurlbert has been selling her blankets at the Fargo Street Fair for the past 6 years.
We've been accepted every year, and we've gotten bigger. We had just hordes of people in our booth.
That's why when the Downtown Community Partnership cashed her $750 check back in January, she assumed she was in as usual. But then months went by, and she still never received her letter of acceptance.
They tell you we jury in March. We'll send out either acceptance or rejection letters, and we didn't get anything.
It's been more than 2 weeks since she formally requested her money back, and still no response. Hurlbert and other vendors tell us they love this fair. Some say it's their biggest source of income all year. But vendors tell us since the longtime coordinator is no longer working the fair this year, the show seems less organized. Callie Noor, who's working on her second street fair, says it's always a bit chaotic around this time.
We're a small team here planning an event for 100 to 150,000 people. We appreciate everyone's patience with that. There are a lot of moving parts.
Noor says any changes have more to do with the fair expanding. They'll still have about 300 vendors, but more food and family activities. As far as keeping people on hold, Noor says they want to make sure the street fair is as packed with vendors as possible, leaving some still on the waiting list.
Sometimes people will call us the week before and their basement flooded, or they had a death in the family, so they're able to give up their spots.
That being said, if people request a refund?
Once a refund is requested, we send that through Eventbrite right away.
So this particular woman said she still has not received a refund.
Then we'd love to hear from her, make sure that we can settle that through our office. I'm not aware of any calls that have come in about that.
Noor says while they try to field all the calls, it has been hectic. Meanwhile, Hurlbert says she knows telling her story may hurt her chances of getting to work this fair again.
We actually, people say that they came down just for our booth, and now they're going to come down. We're not going to be there, but that's, there's nothing we can do about that.
But at this point, she just wants her $750 back. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
The Downtown Community Partnership also tells us this is the first year that they've implemented acceptances into the fair through Eventbrite. So people may have missed their acceptance letter if they didn't look for that particular email. Remember, you can call our whistleblower hotline if you need help with a serious issue in your community. The phone number is right there on your screen, 701-237-6576. Call it and leave your tip. We'll do our best to get to the bottom of it.
Police in Iowa have identified a Fergus Falls man as a suspected burglar who was shot and killed by a business owner. Officers say 37-year-old Amund Harstead was killed Wednesday morning at a car repair shop in Des Moines. Investigators believe Harstead was loading items from the business into a stolen truck when the repair shop owner arrived for work. Police say Harstead confronted the owner instead of fleeing, and that's when the owner shot him. Authorities say it looks like a stand-your-ground case, but a decision on any charges is pending. The Iowa law says people don't have to retreat before using deadly force if they think their lives are being threatened.
Bond has been set at $250,000 for the woman charged with manslaughter and child neglect in connection with the baby found dead on Saturday in rural Stutsman County. 25-year-old Justice Lang is accused of recklessly causing the death of her 4-month-old son and failing to provide proper parental care. The judge ordered Lang to be part of a 24/7 drug patch program, and if she does bond out, she cannot consume drugs or alcohol. Lang had been missing for 4 days and told authorities she couldn't remember the last time she had her baby. His body was found Saturday on the edge of a slough near Woodworth, North Dakota. Authorities were unsure how long he had been there. Authorities do say that they are still waiting for the results of an autopsy.
A Grand Forks woman has died after drowning in a pool last night. Police were called to a home in the 2000 block of 11th Avenue North after a man found a relative unresponsive in an above-ground pool. EMTs tried to resuscitate the woman before bringing her to Altru Hospital. Lieutenant Derek Zimmel with the Grand Forks Police Department could not comment on how she ended up in the pool and says the investigation is ongoing.
Two things I think people would like to see around here from Mother Nature: cooler temps and a couple of nights without threatening storms. Let's see from Hutch about tonight's forecast. Hutch?
Well, we took care of both of those for this evening. It does look like the stormy weather is down toward the Twin Cities and southwest Minnesota. Taking a look at the latest radar, severe thunderstorms moving through the southern Twin Cities area right now. A few showers near Sisseton, but those are not thunder showers. Watch this as we magically turn on the lightning, and no lightning in those storms along the South Dakota border. So we have some partial clearing taking place in the FM area now. Temperatures in the 70s for most of our evening. Looks like light winds as well. Almost perfect out there. Grand Forks, likewise, temperatures in the mid-70s by 10 o'clock tonight. Coming up, the heat returns, and we do have a chance at a few more thunderstorms in the extended forecast. I'll have details on all of that coming up in a moment.
All right, thanks, Hutch. And make sure you can get the forecast when you need it with the latest version of the Valley News Live Storm Team weather app. You'll get your forecast as well as weather alerts on the go to help you plan your day and keep your family safe. Download the latest version for free so you don't miss alerts. Just search VNL Weather in the App Store.
The search continues for a man suspected in an armed robbery at a Fargo liquor store. The call came in just before midnight to Royal Liquors on Main Avenue and 16th Street. Police say the man pointed a gun at two employees and made off with some cash. When police arrived, the suspect was already gone. A canine was called in to track the suspect, wasn't able to locate him. Authorities say the suspect is a black male, about 5'10" to 6 feet tall, with a skinny build. He was wearing a dark blue windbreaker, black pants, and sunglasses. None of the employees were hurt during the robbery. Anyone with information is urged to call police.
A woman faces multiple felony charges surrounding a burglary. 9 charges have been filed against 28-year-old Carrie Dougherty of Candu. They stem from a 2017 case. She pleaded not guilty to all charges but failed to appear to a court date last month. She's being held at the Stutsman County Correctional Center on $5,000 bond.
A Denver woman accused of shooting at officers during protests in North Dakota against the Dakota Access Oil Pipeline in 2016 has been sentenced to 4 years and 9 months in federal prison. 39-year-old Red Fawn Fallis pleaded guilty in January to civil disorder and illegal possession of a gun by a convicted felon. Prosecutors say she fired a handgun 3 times while resisting arrest during a confrontation between protesters and law enforcement. No one was hurt. Fallis is also sentenced to 3 years of supervised probation after her release.
A Minnesota man died in a Fargo hospital shortly after being attacked by a bear, but authorities say it wasn't the bear attack that killed him. The 70-year-old male from Pine River was trying to scare a bear off his property on July 6th when he was charged by another bear and thrown into the air. Officials say he didn't have any visible wounds from the attack. A few days later, he was taken to the hospital for stomach pains and died. A preliminary autopsy shows the attack did not cause his death.
The campaigning continues in the hotly contested U.S. Senate race in North Dakota. Later on Valley News Live at 6, which familiar face is returning to the state?
Up next, help is needed in western North Dakota where the cleanup continues after a tornado strike.